Configuring replication settings. After entering your cloud credentials, you must configure the settings of the replication process. You can access the replication settings by navigating to the Setup and Info page, and then the Replication Settings tab. Here you can configure a variety of settings, including your source and target environments, your replication server settings, and various additional settings. The settings configured here will be automatically applied to each newly added source machine. These settings can later be changed for each individual source machine. We will briefly review each setting category here. First off, select your source infrastructure under the Disaster Recovery source header. If you're replicating from AWS, then select your specific AWS region. If you're replicating from another cloud or non-cloud infrastructure, then select Other Infrastructure. If you're replicating from vCenter, then you will need to perform additional installation steps, as discussed. Next, you will need to select your disaster recovery target. Select the specific AWS region into which you want to replicate your source machines. Once you have selected your source and target infrastructures, you will be able to define your replication server settings. Choose the replication server instance type. By default, CloudEndure uses the T3.small instance type. Selecting a larger instance type may accrue additional costs. Choose the converter instance type. This is the server that converts the disks to boot and run in the target infrastructure. You can either choose the default instance type or you can choose a different instance type. This feature is only available when the source infrastructure is either Other Infrastructure or vCenter. Choose whether you want to use a dedicated replication server. This will dedicate a single replication server for each source machine, instead of a single replication server for multiple machines. Choose the default disk type to be used by the replication servers. You can either select the Use Fast SSD Data Disks option, or the Use Slower, Low-Cost Standard Data Disks option. If you have a machine with multiple disks, you'll be able to choose the exact EBS volume type for each disk. Choose the subnet where the replication servers will be launched. The default subnet is the subnet that is allocated to you by AWS. Choose the security group to apply to the replication servers. A security group acts as a virtual firewall, which controls the inbound and outbound traffic of the staging area. Choose how data is sent from the CloudEndure agent to the replication servers. Here you can select whether you would like to use a public or private network for sending the replicated data from the source machines to the staging area. If you check this option, you'll be able to disable the use of public IPs and to define a proxy server URL if you wish to use one. Enable volume encryption. This option will encrypt your data at rest by using the EBS encryption feature. If selected, choose the volume encryption key. Staging area tags. Here you can manage tags that will be attached to all resources created by CloudEndure in the staging area. Network bandwidth throttling. This option allows you to regulate network traffic and minimize bandwidth congestion by controlling the transfer rate of data. Once you have set your replication settings, click Save Replication Settings.